Hi, my name is Shanice and I'm one of the trustees at Starlight Music Academy, which is a music training organisation for young people that's been running for the past 15 years. Well, as a committee we decided not only do we need to be working with our young people, but we want to work with the adults and the parents too. At the last event we had around 80 people attend. It was a phenomenal success, and one of the recommendations from people who were in attendance is that we don't do a one-off conference, but we actually put in place a whole series of conferences. So that's what we're doing. Today is session 2 and we're hoping it's going to be just as exciting as the first one was. We had some discussions, we had debates, we had people making contributions about their view and perspective on relationships and what we could be doing as a community to actually improve relationships, build and strengthen families, so that our young people can have a better chance of being successful in life.
This time round on the 30th of March we'll be focusing on ourselves. We felt that if we were to truly look at relationships properly, if we don't have a good relationship with ourselves first, then it's meaningless. So I'm hoping for more people to turn out, I'm hoping for informative discussions and definitely a team spirit, and for us to continue these workshops in the next subsequent 5, because it's going to be a series of 6.
So my name is Royston John, I'm the Director of NCBI London. I'm facilitating, I'm the chair of the whole activity, the whole event, and I'm also running a workshop looking at our names and names that we get called wittingly and unwittingly. So I'm delighted, I'm excited, I'm glad that we have decided to engage again and not just do this as a one-off, because it's important for who we are as people to come together and to work out some of the issues that we need to address to take forward.
The topic that I want to focus on in my own personal life is self-esteem. I realize that self-esteem, not a lot of people have it, and I think that maybe I came to a point in my life where I was it, but I would never understand why other people can't find it, and for me, I want to challenge myself to encourage people to build up their self-esteem and be happy about themselves.
Hi, my name is Earl Tucker and I'm a Starlight volunteer. I was here for the last conference and it was very exciting. The young people was here getting knowledge and absorbing all the information on how to build a better relationship with themselves and their girlfriends and their friends and peers.
Before we go into a relationship, what we're saying is, one, we really need to know who we are. What makes us, what shapes us, what we like, what we don't like. We have to understand ourselves, first and foremost. The me inside is this spiritual being, okay, who feels they've got purpose, who feels that they're on this earth for a reason, that I've got a destiny. And I actually believe that all of us are here for a reason and a purpose. We've got a whole series of relationship workshops that's dealing with a range of themes to do with relationships. Today's theme is developing a relationship with yourself. And so we're hoping that everyone's going to really enjoy and take on board all of the discussions and the debates that we have prepared around developing a relationship with self.
If you want to change a relationship with someone, you have to first of all change yourself, even if the person's in the wrong. Even if you think that person, you have to change the way you relate to that person if you want to change a relationship with them.
We only learn, or significantly learn, when we've made mistakes. Yet there's a mindset about how we treat mistakes, because often when we make mistakes, we are punished for it. Yeah? So somebody somewhere told us mistakes are bad. But actually, everything that you see around you, including the clothes you're wearing, have all come from mistakes.
The aim of our workshop was so that everyone could go away actually feeling better about themselves, because what we tend to do in life is focus on the things that maybe we don't have and what we want. Because what we do know is that life will be constantly throwing challenges at us, be it bills, be it relationship problems, be it problems with our children. Life will be constantly throwing problems at us on a day-to-day basis. So how can we go through life on a day-to-day basis, despite having all those challenges and problems, and still feel good about ourselves and still feel happy?
Last month's conference was excellent. I learned a lot. It was very informative, and I can honestly say that my structure in my house is much better, and the environment is more clean in the sense that there's no more arguing. Like normally I argue quite often.
Relationships come from context, which I'll touch on in a minute. If the economic context changes, divorces go up. For example, if men become more unemployed, divorce goes up. Domestic violence increases with male unemployment. There's all sorts of things that affect the way people behave. It doesn't mean that what the person is doing is right or is an excuse, but you need to understand how the social context changes the way people behave. As you go up the socio-economic ladder, as I said last time, marriage rates increase. You go down the socio-economic ladder, marriage rates decrease. It's not because the people are good or bad, it's because people respond to the expectations of them in the society they live.
Sometimes when you give, you get so much more back in return. Yeah? In terms of satisfaction, confidence raising and everything else. So when you give, don't be surprised, yeah, if you get a lot back. And most of us need to be something more than just be attached or involved into something that's bigger than ourselves.
I'm here, I'm excited to go back in there and study and learn more and be a better role model for my son and the children in the future, plus my wife.
And this has just helped to enhance the journey that I'm on. And the thing that I'm going to take today from the workshop was you mentioned about stepping out of the comfort zone. And yeah, I'm definitely stepping out of my comfort zone. Yeah.
My name's Henny, and I was in the workshop about history, and very interesting. What I plan to do, what I will do, is share the facts and the statistics, especially about employment with the young people that I teach in Hackney, and I will also be in contact with Royston to get to come talk to young people.
My name's Grace. I was teaching this workshop on how to talk about yourself, and it was really good work. I really enjoyed it. Lots of participation, lots of sharing, and I think I learned a lot from what others had to say.
My friend here mentioned about telling your children you love them. Fine. But don't forget who brought you into this world. Be honest. And every time I fall my mom, I have to say, Mom, I love you.
And even though the time got a bit tight, we still managed to get a lot from it. So for me, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing, which was a lot of what you said, but I feel more sort of affirmed in that and confident that I'm doing the right things in those areas. I want to read this Paul's book, and one of my goals, the hearts that we talked about. You need to take steps towards what you want in life, and being part of this conference is part of my steps, and so I'm going to keep coming to all conferences.
There's a huge job of work that needs to be done to help our children, okay? So the organisation actually provides a platform for young people to develop their singing and musical talents and potential, but that is just to open the door to the young people. When they come in, it's about their personal development, it's about getting them on the straight, it's about developing their skills and potential, and it's about them coming away with a can-do attitude, okay?
The process like this, there's a value, as well as reading books as well, which is good. Learning as a group, together and dialoguing, talking and sharing ideas and debating, and there's something powerful about that. So once we realise there's been miseducation, then we have responsibility to change it. Gordon?
A problem that we have is that even some of, what we say, African conscious people, when they become conscious, they say, well, I'm African, and cut off, whether they're from Jamaica or Barbados or whatever. We've come through these particular, if we say the islands, you've got certain food that you use in Jamaica. I've got food from Guyana. I've got a dialect that I speak from Guyana. It's just like probably in Africa, you've got Yoruba, Ashanti, and whatever. We've got our own peculiarities, but we've got to acknowledge all these things and realize that even though we're on the same hand, every finger is different, right? But we're on the same hand. So we got to have that unity.
Make sure you come to the next one. It is, trust me, if you want a good relationship, a maintained relationship, as a person, I would advise you strongly to come to this conference.